This is my video about my conversion to the LDS Church. I first encountered the LDS Church when I was 17. My brother, I think, was taking the discussions at the time. And he had gone to Seattle that day that he had a scheduled appointment. And so I was the only one there. I was visiting my mom. My parents were divorced, so I was living with my dad most of the time. And of course the missionaries couldn't talk to me because I was 17. And my mom wasn't answering her phone, so I couldn't ask. And I wasn't going to ask my dad because I know how he feels about Mormons. So nothing really ever became of that one. My second encounter with someone who was LDS was my senior year of high school. I was in basic chem. I needed a tutor. And he didn't have a date to the senior prom. And I was like, well, I don't have a date either. My sister and I were just going to hang out. And he said no, because if he went, he would be expected to go with somebody from this church. And I'm like, what church do you go to? That is weird. Oh, we're Mormon. Really? I kind of wanted to know. And he really wouldn't tell me anything. I tried to ask him, like, just the basic questions. I don't know if it was because I was still 17 and he was nervous, or if because he knew that my family was relatively active in the Baptist church. Next encounter with the LDS Church was my first quarter of college. There was this guy who looked pretty young, but he wore a wedding band. And one day before class started, we were sitting out in the hall waiting for the class before us to get out of the classroom. He was reading a book that was entirely in German. And I had heard him speak before. His English was, American. It's not like he was British or anything. We're American. We speak differently than you do. I apologize. And I was like, why are you reading in German? And he's like, oh, I served my mission there. And I had heard of missions. The church I went to as a teen had missionaries to Romania, missions to Africa, impoverished countries. What sort of mission? And he's like, oh, I'm Mormon. And I'm like, okay. The next, involvement of somebody who was LDS, her name is Arita. I'd actually already known her. She and my brother had been in youth symphony together, our local youth symphony. And I didn't know she was Mormon at the time. And anyway, I told her what I was going through. I cried a little bit. I walked with her to her ride to apparently seminary. And anyway, she was just like, yeah, I'm LDS, She's like, it's okay, there's hope out there. And I'm like, but I'm not going to believe. I'm never going to believe. I was so hopeless.